Tonight on News 5 Live, a closer look at the threat that is avian influenza. News 5 speaks with all sides, including health officials, to understand what the detection of bird flu in the poultry industry means for Belize. Bus operators meet with National Bank for financial assistance to upgrade fleet and transportation services. And Barbadian Prime Minister Mia Mottley testifies before the U.S. Congress on regional issues of de-risking and correspondent banking. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 9 Caribbean Media Awards for 2021. Best Investigative Report, Best News Item, Best Coverage of People with Disabilities, Best Financial Literacy Journalism, Best Videographer, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with 2 special mentions for Financial Literacy Journalism.
Everyone, including our elderly, needs to stay connected with their loved ones. With Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program, senior citizens can sign up for 10 megabytes of unlimited internet at a low monthly cost of $25. Citizens over 65 can sign up with a valid ID and receive free installation plus 1 month free on selected broadband plans. Visit a Smart showroom near you for more information on how you can enjoy Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome to Design Depot, all in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coatings. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot, all in one place.
Belize Guinness Sounds of Greatness presents the 8th annual Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium. Showtime is 8 p.m. Look out for Baby Sham with his band, Nadia Batson with her band, and Kes the Band. Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium, the 8th annual Soca and Culture Fest.
Say hello to DigiTV. Step into the world of digital entertainment. DigiTV gives you access to 100 plus channels on your TV or your mobile device at unbeatable prices. Take your shows with you wherever you go. It's a new level of freedom. Enjoy your favorite entertainment, sports, family, Latin, and local channels. No more fighting for the TV remote. You can access whenever you want from 2 devices at the same time. DigiTV is for everyone. And with the fastest fiber and mobile networks in the country, you are guaranteed to have the best experience ever. There's no installation required. Sign up for the Max package for only $40 monthly and get the first 2 months for just $30. For a limited time, get 50% off a Fire Stick when you sign up. Download the DigiTV app from the Android or Apple stores. Just WhatsApp us at 608-8888 to sign up. It's that easy. Watch, experience, enjoy DigiTV today.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Wednesday, September 14th. I am Sabrina Daly. Avian influenza, commonly known as bird flu, is posing a serious threat to the $115 million poultry industry. As we reported on Tuesday, the Belize Animal Health Authority confirmed that samples from one farm in Blue Creek, Orange Walk District, returned positive results for avian influenza subtype H5. As a result, Baja noted that it will proceed to depopulate the farm with immediate effect to prevent any further spread. That means that several thousand chickens will be disposed of. Further samples have since been sent to the U.S. for processing. Those results are expected to return next week. Additionally, Cabinet has given financial support towards fighting the new outbreak, while animal health experts are reassuring consumers that it is still safe to eat chicken. News 5's Paul Lopez takes a closer look at these developments.
In late 2015 to mid-2016, avian influenza or bird flu, as it is commonly known, caused close to $8 million in losses to the local poultry industry. At the time the virus was detected in Spanish Lookout community, it was contained and eradicated within a period of 6 months. Almost 7 years later, avian influenza has been detected once again, this time on a broiler farm in Blue Creek, Orange Walk District.
There are 2 types of avian flu. There is one that is deadly, which is known as a highly pathogenic, and there is one that is low pathogenic, which circulates within the flock, but it doesn't do much damage. It affects productivity, but it doesn't really have a high mortality rate. Some of them will die, some of them will survive. The low pathogenicity is what we are suspecting due to the fact that these birds are still alive. Well, up to the time I last saw them on Tuesday, they were still alive. And we know that if it was the deadly one, the high pathogenic one, those birds would have been dead.
Samples from the farm were sent to the Poultry Diagnostic and Research Center at the University of Georgia on August 15th. Those specimens returned with positive results. Minister of Agriculture Jose Mai told News 5 that the virus may have originated from chicken eggs imported into the country.
I am confident that we'll contain it. The farmers are aware of the things that they should not do. Everybody is abiding by the protocols. We don't have any resistance because they understand the importance of the disease, they understand the implication it has. And so I am confident that we will contain it to those two barns. We are doing right now some DNA sequencing to see the source of the virus, where it came from. We suspect it came in a batch of eggs imported from a source, but that right now has to be confirmed by our DNA sequence testing.
The Belize Animal Health Authority has implemented certain measures within a 3-mile radius of the farm in Blue Creek to prevent the virus from spreading farther. The farm on which the suspected case has been detected is currently under quarantine. Further tests are being done on poultry there to determine the magnitude of the infection. Those samples have been sent to the National Veterinary Lab in the U.S. In the event that it is ascertained that the infection is widespread, Baja will have to implement more stringent measures across the industry.
Baja ran some tests already again, and up to yesterday they were PCR negative for the virus. It simply means that the virus is not there in the bird right now. It's like with the COVID-19 virus. If you go through a series of flus and events, and then you go 20 days later to do your test, you will show PCR negative because the virus is no longer in your body. However, the antigens would be. And so we are doing serology right now. And hopefully we can, if we get a negative serology, then we almost could see clear on, and if NVSL gives us a negative PCR, then we're in the clear. So those measures won't last long. But if the NVSL gives us a positive result, then we'll have to take some stringent measures industry-wide.
On Tuesday, Cabinet approved a budget of $300,000 as an immediate disbursement to fight the poultry disease.
Right now we have a budget that was approved yesterday by Cabinet, a budget of $635,000, but yesterday $300,000 was approved for immediate implementation of the measures, which is acquiring all the equipment for the labs, acquiring equipment for the field staff who will be on the ground doing the sanitation. To buy all those equipment, we have money for that already approved. But we also have money to put the protocols in place, quarantine, fuel for officers, all the necessary equipment need for them to be going to the field and so on. But if you're talking about compensation, no, we do not have.
The Belize Poultry Association is seeking to reassure consumers that poultry products on the local market are safe to consume.
We have to ensure our consumers and the general public that what we are putting out there is safe. And you know, because people have different interpretations. They might say, well, you know, I don't want to eat chicken because, you know, I don't want to catch the virus. But it's not a virus that can easily pass from bird to humans. It has shown, especially the high pathogenic virus, to be able to transmit to humans, but it is very, very, very low percent. It's almost negligible, but it's still possible. But it's not like everyone will start getting infected with flu because of that, no. So we want to reassure the public that the products are safe to consume. You can continue to eat chicken and you can continue to eat eggs. It's safe, right?
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
While avian influenza can spread rapidly within the bird and poultry populations, bird flu viruses do not normally infect humans. But sporadic human infections of avian influenza, also known as bird flu virus, have occurred. Since the recent detection of the presence of avian influenza at one farm in the Orange Walk district, personnel from the Belize Agricultural Health Organization, BAHA, have introduced guidelines to avoid a spread of the disease. But how serious is avian influenza to humans? There are several strains of bird flu, including the H5N1 and the H7N9 strains that have infected humans. When it does infect humans, it can be deadly. Today, the Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, told us that we're still in the process of identifying what strain of the disease is present at the farm. In the meantime, disposing of the chickens will help to prevent further spread, she assured.
First of all, we need to confirm what strain it is exactly and to ensure that that strain is transmissible to humans, because you know that we do have zoonotic influenza that is not transmitted to humans. So, I mean, that's the first step. With many cases with animal health, I mean, this mainly at this point has just, we've just become aware of it over the last day or two. And with animal health, we do know with avian influenza in particular, the dead birds don't transmit disease. We need to be cautious of the live birds and the persons handling the birds, and that's how the transmission occurs usually. So that's something that every bird that's being slaughtered is being tested as well. So there are procedures that BAHA has put in place and that our environmental health staff would be more familiar with.
Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa also said that since the reopening of schools over the past 2 weeks, there has been only one observation of a marginal upsurge of COVID-19 cases. But it is not of concern to health officials because the number of new infections was not sustained in the ensuing days.
We have seen, I think last week, Monday was one day that we saw a slightly higher amount of cases than before. But it's only one day and it's not something that is continuous. As soon as Tuesday and Wednesday, the numbers declined again. So it's something that we're constantly monitoring, we're looking at, and if there are any significant changes, we'll definitely inform the public.
This year, COVID has allowed us to return to a sense of normalcy. And even with no mandated public health measures in place, new infections during these September celebrations are on the decline. But Director of Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, told News 5 today that exercising the safety measures cannot hurt, since COVID is only one disease we can contract.
We're not seeing any clusters at this point. People are coming in to be tested, and we've got to remember that it's not only COVID circulating. We're going back to other viruses, usual viruses that may circulate in, especially schools reopening, children, associating closer together. So it's not only COVID, but again, responsibility lies on the individual. With regards to, we do know that the persons who get more sick are persons with comorbidities. If you know that you're not feeling well, if you know that you have been hospitalized recently, try to avoid large crowds and big areas that's congested. That's, one of the best advice in terms of ensuring that you protect yourself. And if you are ill and you know that you have an elderly mother, grandparent, whatever the case is at home, you should ensure that if you do have flu-like symptoms, you avoid visiting, close relatives that may have some comorbidity or, immune system suppression to ensure that they don't get ill.
Coming up, the National Women's Commission is now investigating the death of Private Micah Miguel. Details when we return.
Belize by Leroy Green. I am a beautiful little dancer. I move my hips to the breakdown and the punta. I am many people living in peace. Proud to tell the world, I am Belize. I am the corn. the rice and the beans, the ruins, the keys, and all the rich tropical seas. I am the haven whose wonders never cease. Proud to tell the world, I am Belize. I am the mahogany, tall, regal, and strong. I am the anthem, our national song. O land of the free by the Caribbean Sea. I am the cow, the lobster, abounding in our Caribbean seas. Proud to tell the world, I am Belize. I am the flag of red, white, and blue, the identity of me and you. I am a child, the future of Belize. Proud to tell the world, I am Belize.
Evening come and I want to go home. Yeah, the short and the piece of tell this I want to go home.
My name is Dr. Marcelo Coy, and I'm an obstetrician and gynecologist at Belize Medical Associates. Pregnant women are at risk of getting infected with the COVID-19 virus and are at higher risk to develop severe complications and illnesses. The COVID-19 vaccine is safe to use during pregnancy. All pregnant women should get vaccinated to protect themselves and their newborn. Visit any vaccination site and get vaccinated.
V-Bucks by Benny's, Belize's newest multi-brand rewards program. To access V-Bucks, download the mobile app or access the website portal at bbucks.bz and set up your account. If you already have a Benny's account, chances are you already have V-Bucks. Don't let them go to waste. To earn V-Bucks, make a purchase at any Benny's location or at any of these Benny's entities, namely Island Freight Forwarders, Best Manufacturing, Benquip, and B-Mart. Once V-Bucks are earned, reward yourself. Use V-Bucks to buy items or exchange for cash. You can also double, triple, or even quadruple your V-Bucks on promotional days. It is simple. Purchase, earn, redeem. Loyalty is always rewarding with V-Bucks. Brought to you by Benny's, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
What can't be seen but protects us from the sun? It's key for our survival. Plants, animals, everyone. For many years, we didn't realize our fridges and hairstyles were harming it. But 35 years ago, we started fighting to protect it. We're talking about the ozone layer, the huge hole we created, and the Montreal Protocol that was put in place to fix it. We've achieved so much through this global treaty. Phasing out ozone-depleting substances was a successful remedy, but some replacement substances are just as harmful to our climate as before and more. So we had to find new solutions to which we all needed to commit. The Kigali Amendment asks countries to phase down some of these. Coolant gases called hydrofluorocarbons, better known as HFCs, while they don't harm the ozone layer, they're powerful GHGs. This amendment is also pushing us to innovate in the cooling sector, building more efficient, affordable systems, making refrigeration better. This in turn is helping us reduce food loss and waste everywhere, creating food systems that are stronger, with more food to be shared. And in the midst of a global pandemic, a tough and deadly fight, these cold systems are playing a role in advancing our global fight. By keeping vaccines between 2 to 8 degrees as they travel across the globe, they're protecting people from the virus and helping to bring hope. The Montreal Protocol is so much more than ozone protecting rules. It's also about finding sustainable ways to keep us, our food, and vaccines cool.
Bus operators met with the management of the National Bank of Belize today to further discuss the possibility of getting loans to purchase new buses. This is part of the revamping of the public transportation system to offer upgraded service to the commuting public. Following the meeting, President of the Belize Bus Association, Thomas Shaw, told News 5 that there are at least a couple issues that are impeding that progress.
The bank is willing to assist the operators, but again, it comes up with, as what my secretary had stated in the last meeting, that people has to sign up for this with the e-wallet, and one of the problem there is that the data that the bank wants, you won't be able to get it overnight, and then the next thing is, if you do not have the data, then you cannot get the loan. And it's not everybody that would be riding the bus would be in the position to have a smartphone. So I said, what we discussed was it has to be an educational process where the bank, the department, the association, we need to go on the morning show or the media and try to educate the public and let them know, well, this is what is actually coming. But to abruptly say, well, and the next thing is that the National Bank wants, they were talking of brand new buses, but then the money that they're willing to give to the operators is not enough to buy a new bus. They're only talking about $150,000, per operator. That can't buy a new bus. So that you'd be looking at a used bus, right? So this is where we're at. So even I think that from the department standpoint, they realize that we're still not sure where we go from there, because we're still in consultation in terms of the type of buses, the air, the price, and all the rest of it. So this is where we're at. We'll be having a press conference tomorrow. As the department, the minister, the CEO, they have always been out there giving their side of the story, and I think it's just right for the association to brief the nation in terms of what is actually plaguing the industry.
The press conference will be held at the Coastal Zone Management Authority and Institute on Princess Margaret Drive starting at 10 in the morning. The Court of Inquiry and internal process by the Belize Defense Force into the circumstances under which BDF Private Micah Miguel took her own life continues. When the incident came to light back in early August, allegations of sexual assault of the former soldier also surfaced. Since then, the Belize Police Department has been investigating, and there was a request from the National Women's Commission to join the process. Today, when the media caught up with Brigadier General Azaria Loria, he was asked for an update on the internal investigation. He disclosed that the findings cannot be shared publicly.
We are about to conclude our court of inquiry, but one is starting. It started Monday with the National Women's Commission, where they have started their interviews with members, with some members of the force. So that is how we are going. It is unfortunate that the court of inquiry is classified, and I will not be able to share the actual contents of the investigation, because the doctor is one of our doctor is setting it, and because we realize because of the delicate or the sensitivity of what transpired, a nurse, a doctor would be more than qualified to conduct that confidentially, and if there was wrong play or foul play, she will be able to communicate it to me and me to the ministry. And if there are any wrongdoings, then we would proceed to correct the issues. But at this point in time, I more or less have some findings that the doctor has briefed me about, but I cannot say here what the actual results of the investigations were.
And after the court of inquiry concludes, what's the next step after that?
Well, the next step, we will be awaiting for the results of the investigation conducted by the National Women's Commission, And from there, they will submit their findings and their recommendations, and whatever recommendations they forward to us, we will have to see what it is and take action.
Approximately 30 soldiers from the Belize Defense Force have been engaged in learning the Mandarin language since last week. They will continue doing so for the next year through collaboration between the governments of Belize and Taiwan. Today at the BDF headquarters in Ladyville, the language program was officially launched. A News 5 team was there for the brief ceremony to find out more about the importance of this venture as the BDF seeks to embark on training in Taiwan as well.
The Mandarin program creates a bridge that connects different cultures between people of Taiwan and the people of Belize. Thus, it enables us, our two countries, our two peoples, to advance even closer and more prosperous relationship together. I trust that each one of you will enjoy learning and studying Mandarin, and wish all of you succeed in your future endeavors.
We're starting to do courses overseas in Taiwan, and hence the reason we saw the need for the courses, like how I mentioned earlier too. It's not only for the courses, but here as well, we want to make sure that our soldiers have a reasonable amount of knowledge to communicate with the business community. We know that the business community out there, they are Chinese. The Chinese community mostly, they are the shopkeepers, the restaurateurs, etc.
So what would you say to somebody who might say, well, BDF, they're in the jungle, why do they need to learn Mandarin for?
Like I was telling you earlier, we do courses, we do advanced courses. Right now we have about 4 or 5 cadets in Taiwan studying to become officers. We have I think that we have one that is doing a senior staff course in Taiwan. And we need the language, we need training, because we do training in a variety of countries, but Taiwan has offered us to train the military as well. So it's not only to be in the jungle where we're not going to talk Mandarin, but we need to ensure that we know the language first and then tackle the course. Taiwan has a variety of ways how they do, how they fight wars, for the lack of a better word, how they confront hostilities that we would, if we have the country that is offering that, why not take advantage of it?
BDF Commander Brigadier General Azaria Loria himself is participating in the program and says that it will help the soldiers to engage with Asian nationals in Belize who speak Mandarin. But what about teaching them to speak Spanish or even Maya and Garifuna? Across the country, there are communities who speak one of these languages. Belize is the only English-speaking Central American country, bordered by Guatemala and Mexico, where Spanish is the first language. Loria says that several members of the force are also going to travel to Mexico to learn Spanish.
About 50% of the Belizean population, or even more perhaps, talk Spanish, but it is not it's basic Spanish that we know how to talk. We have Mexico also that has come forward and requested if we wanted to do Spanish courses in Mexico, to which we have readily accepted. So I think there are about 4 or 5 persons that will be going to Mexico to learn the intermediate, because the basic Spanish, we kind of know it already. But we need to advance in our language skills when it comes to Spanish. So 5 are going on the intermediate and 5 on the advanced, graciously offered by the Mexicans. So we are trying to fine-tune our Spanish.
After the break, Belize and Taiwan signed cooperation agreement for maritime activity. We'll have that and more when we come back.
Belize Belize, Guinness Sounds of Greatness presents the 8th annual Belize Soca and Culture Fest. Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium. Showtime is 8 p.m. Look out for Baby Sham with his band. Nadia Batson with her band. And Kes the Man.
We gon' make them jump.
Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium. The 8th annual Soca and Culture Fest.
You are the driving force of what makes RF&G one of the leading insurance companies in Belize. The conversations and the connections that we share are a part of the reason why our network of dedicated professionals work tirelessly for you. RF&G Insurance is inviting you to visit us or an agent near you on September 15th for our Customer Appreciation Day. It promises to be a day of treats and surprises. Also, from now until September 15, 2022, text Enter ME to 670-8700. You will be prompted to enter your policy number to confirm your entry. Once you follow these steps, you are entered. The raffle will be drawn on September 15, 2022. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Row Group company.
¿Qué es Amnistía 2022? Una oportunidad para los inmigrantes indocumentados que viven en Belice. Belice quiere ayudarte a vivir libremente y continuar contribuyendo a las comunidades que usted y su familia ahora llaman su hogar, al ofrecer un camino hacia la residencia permanente. ¿Por qué debería aplicar? Al hacerlo, elimina barreras y reduce las dificultades que enfrenta viviendo como inmigrante indocumentado. Aplicar es fácil. Visita el sitio web www.immigration.gov.bz para obtener más información. Puede verificar si califica, cómo presentar una solicitud, qué documentos necesita y cómo hacer una cita. Prepárate, el plazo de inscripción será del 2 de agosto al 30 de noviembre 2022. Amnistía de Belice 2022. Continuemos construyendo Belice juntos.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of inches you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win. airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Technical experts from Taiwan are currently in Belize doing an assessment of fisheries resources in the exclusive economic zone of Belize, better known as the Deep Sea. The collaboration is between the Ministry of Blue Economy and Civil Aviation, the Belize Fisheries Department, and the Republic of China Taiwan, and is part of a deep-sea fishing resource exploration program, which is focused on improving sustainable fisheries management and strengthening Belize's blue economy. The cooperation aligns with the objectives of the Belize Fisheries Policy Statement, the Ocean's Economy and Trade Strategies for Belize, and the Belize Blue Economy Development Policy and Strategy. According to Acting Fisheries Administrator Rigoberto Quintana, the data gathered will be used to develop a proposal for Belize, which will include an implementation plan to guide the deliverables of the project. Especially key is that it will provide a scope of diversification opportunities in Belize's fisheries sector for the enhancement of fishers' livelihoods and well-being.
We have been looking at developing non-traditional fisheries commodities in Belize. You know that lobster and conch have been the traditional targeted commercial species in Belize. So looking at the level of fishing effort, we have to also be looking at alternative livelihood for fishers, and we have not explored especially the finfish resources in this country. So in late August, for example, we had the IDB mission to Belize with support from the Japanese government to also provide some technical support to Belize and be able to assess the fishery resources within. This one is targeting the territorial waters of Belize. There's another component that we started dialogue with the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, to also look at the fishery resources within the EEZ, because up to today there have not been an in-depth assessment of what we have out there. And as government, we have to be responsible and to also develop these economic opportunities for fishers. So we have to evaluate now what is out there and see if it is feasible for some commercial exploration of these resources can happen.
Carrying out the survey is Dr. Sing Ming Ye, and fisheries expert from Taiwan's Fisheries Research Institute, and Dr. Xing Ping Wan, a fisheries expert from National Taiwan Ocean University. They are joined by technical staff from the government of Belize. The acting fisheries administrator says that the Taiwanese experts will engage with the National Fisheries Authority, key government agencies, businesses, fishers, and other stakeholders in a fact-finding mission on current and future fishing activities. There will be a report on the findings on Friday.
This week we have a scoping mission, fact-finding mission. We have two professors, two doctors from Taiwan universities working along with our staff. They're in the field right now, and hope that Friday we should have a debriefing and see what recommendations can be put forward to the government of Belize and the government of Taiwan, so that there should be further collaboration.
In this first step, do we also look at the capacity of our fishers to be able to have this kind of alternative?
Yes, we have to look at all the activities within the value chain and see how best we can support fishers to participate in these activities, and also looking at the research component, building more capacity for the fisheries department and other institutions to be able to manage the resources, to be able to do the enforcement out there in the deeper areas.
A cooperation agreement between Belize and Taiwan was signed this morning by Minister of National Defense and Border Security Florencio Marin Jr. and Ambassador David Kwan Chiao Chen on behalf of the Ocean Affairs Council. The scope of the agreement includes search and rescue, fisheries enforcement, and combating transnational crime at sea. Rear Admiral Elton Bennett, Commandant of the Belize Coast Guard, explains how the MOU came about and what it means for maritime security.
It has only been a very few short months since the initial draft of the agreement between the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and the government of Belize was created that provided a framework for security cooperation between the Ocean Affairs Council in Taiwan and the Ministry of National Defense and Border Security in Belize. From my understanding, our initial plans were suitable for a memorandum of understanding. However, after engagement between the two ministries, it was decided that the formal higher-level agreement was necessary. So that is where we are today. After expertise input on what we want to achieve between both sides, both organizations, we are able to sit and sign this agreement that will not only open doors for our internal capacity development, but will result in the Belize Coast Guard having a new partner in maritime security. This is an exciting undertaking for us, one that offers depth not only to the strategic development of our organization, but the broader governmental initiatives for conservation and security in our sea spaces. There's much to learn from Taiwan, and I'm sure that there's much to offer from Belize as relates to the management of the marine environment.
The agreement further supports expertise and exchanges that will continue to enhance the Coast Guard's ability to perform the very critical tasks associated with supporting the Blue Bond initiatives of expanding our marine protected areas.
This agreement creates a new opportunity, a new milestone for both Taiwan and Belize to expand the communication and share information in developing Coast Guard cooperation and combating maritime transnational crime. Also, it provides a new way for both countries to increase more personnel visiting, training, as well as exchanges of talents and technology. We also expect to see future practice of maritime search and rescue and fishery law enforcement between our two countries. In addition, the Coast Guard agreement is a rock-solid evidence to reaffirm the relationship between Taiwan and Belize, which share the common value of democracy, freedom, and human rights. We are going to, especially before we are going to joyfully celebrate the 33rd anniversary of diplomatic bonds and the partnership between Belize and Taiwan.
When we return, Cabinet approves Blue Economy policy and strategy. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
At times, life can become full of challenges and feel overwhelming. Conditions such as depression, anxiety, substance dependence, and a family history of suicide or previous suicide attempts are also factors that may contribute to suicide. A suicidal person may experience feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, emptiness, and being a burden to family and friends. They feel like they have exhausted all their options and there is no way out. Suicidal people do not truly want to die, but see it as the only option to end the unbearable pain they are in. If you or someone you know needs help, contact us at phone number 828 5992, or you can visit your nearest hospital and ask to speak with a mental health nurse. Services are available countrywide.
Everything must come to an end. A much-needed vacation, or even a good book. What about the world? How will it end? Should we be worried about the end? Frightened even? What does the Bible actually say about the end? Tune in right here as we discuss the end.
Start your engines now for the National MSME Roadshow, geared towards building the resilience of MSMEs and developing a national MSME directory. Sign up for this 3-day event filled with intensive boot camps, presentations, MSME support and formalization clinics, pop-up shops, and more to help you develop and promote your business. The National MSME Roadshow will be in Corozal starting August 24th, Orange Walk August 31st, Belize City September 7th, Punta Gorda September 14th, Key Cocker September 22nd, Belmopan September 28th, San Ignacio and San Heleno on October 5th, Dangriga October 12th, Placencia October 19th, and closes in San Pedro from October 26th. Learn more and sign up for the National MSME Roadshow by visiting the Beltrade Facebook page or call or WhatsApp us at 613-5139. And let's get your business on the road.
The Grid Expansion Program is a BL-funded program which provides power supply to rural communities and urban areas across the country. Many communities have been impacted by this program over the years, such as Laguna and Jordanville in Toledo District, Crooked Tree and Northside Kikaka in Belize District, and Viva Esperanza in Corozal District.
11 years ago when this village was started, they had a little generator and it worked, but the power cost like $3 a kilowatt. They had 10 hours a day of power. And now with this BEL power, there is no more limitation to anything. As my business, I can have my welder weld, I can have the grinders work. Now it's so much better. Okay, and another thing from this 11 years of this community here, it seemed as if this community didn't really grow, but now that we have this power from BEL, it is like if some people open their eyes. We keep having questions. Is there property available? Can we move in? The power is a key for the progress here. Very thankful for the help from BEL.
My beautiful Belize, my land of the free, my home and it's bound by the Caribbean Sea. Valiant and bold, proud we are strong. Belize we rebound at age 41. Belize we are free and independent. We're free and independent. Free and independent. To be whatever you wanna be. Free and independent. We're free and independent. Free and independent. We're changing our country. We're free. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart.
The entire SMART family wishes all Belizeans a safe and happy September celebrations. SMART, bringing people together.
Back in August, Cabinet approved the Belize Blue Economy Development Policy and Strategy and the Belize Maritime Economic Plan. It is the result of a national development and consultation process that started back in 2021, which was recently approved. To break it down, these are guiding documents on development pathways of Belize's blue economy. Now, blue economy means any economic activities happening within our ocean space and focuses on areas such as transportation, tourism, fisheries, and sustainable development. Senior Blue Economy Officer Hanny McLaughlin says that the policies bring together instructions for better coordination with stakeholders and the marine environment.
We're already engaged in these sectors in Belize, and what these documents do are provide more up-to-date pathways and actions and directions of what Belize can be, where we would like to be in the future, especially as it relates to international commitments that we have and the cultural and social and especially ecological considerations that we have for Belize. We know that as Belizeans, we're very proud of our reefs, we're very proud of our marine environment. It's a part of our identity. So that's one of the big components and guiding principles of these documents. The major thing with these policies is that they're bringing together instructions on how to better coordinate not just stakeholders, but also policy, and not just policies coming out of the Ministry of Blue Economy and Civil Aviation, but national policy and legislation. You know, the Ministry of Blue Economy and Civil Aviation are acting as the coordinating entity for all of these economic activities, be it existing or future. So any investment opportunities, be it local or international, the ministry wants to be that entity to guide the direction, to coordinate how these activities happen. So what these policies are providing are essentially stepping stones. How can we do this on a national level with all the existing sectors and all the existing ministries who participate in our environment, in our marine environment, and also how we can collaborate with the public. Like, that's a big component, and like I said, it's one of the guiding principles to have social and ecological awareness of how we interact with the marine space.
Belize and the state of Quintana Roo, Mexico signed 2 memoranda of business collaboration on September 9th. A release from the government of Belize says the first memorandum was signed between the Corazal Free Zone and the Chetumal Industrial Park to facilitate collaboration between both entities. The second memorandum formalized the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment and the Secretary of Economic Development of the state of Quintana Roo to establish a framework for technical cooperation and coordination. Today, Minister of Agriculture Jose Mai shared with us details on how Belize will benefit from these agreements.
This also gives us the opportunity for us to convert primary products into value-added products. Let me give you an example. There are Caricom states that import raw material from Indonesia, from Malaysia, from the Philippines, right? They add value to it and later on export it to Belize as a national product. I'll give you a classical example. Dominica right now, the Commonwealth of Dominica has asked us to verify condensed milk because they are not producing condensed milk. When you look at the Commonwealth of Dominica, they don't have a strong dairy industry and they don't have a sugar industry. So you can conclude that they import these raw products into that Caricom state, add value to it and export it and say, hey, this is a Dominica product. We live amongst some of the biggest countries in Central America. Mexico is a country of primary production. They produce a lot of primary products. We are saying to them, let's partner with you, partner with us, let's add value. Come to the zone, we open an industrial section in the free zone. We can add value to the products we import from you, and we can export this to the Caricom as a Belizean product. So that is in our view what we ought to do. We are not using our Mexican neighbors' ability to produce primary products. We are not using that opportunity. So this gives us that opportunity. We're saying to them, we want to partner with you. We want to add value to your primary product and then export it.
Color and Learn Countries of Caricom is a children's publication that was launched this afternoon in Belize City by author Denise Bowman. The coloring book, which was printed by BRC Printing, is an educational tool for children to learn about the various countries within the region that make up the Caribbean community. Today's launch was held at the Leo Bradley Library here in Belize City.
Well, you may be asking, where did the idea of this book came from? Well, I believe it stems from my interest in the Caribbean while growing up as a child. I can recall my elder sister had a job which allowed her to travel a lot in the Caribbean. And whenever she would come back, she will always bring me a t-shirt with the name of the country she visited. I could vividly remember the t-shirt from the trip to the Bahamas. It read, "It's better in the Bahamas." My first trip outside of the country of Belize, besides going to Chetumal and Melchor, was not to the United States, but to the Caribbean. Then when I was about 18 years old, she took me to attend a Caricom mock parliamentary that was being hosted in Belize at the then Ramada Hotel. I attended as an observer, and interestedly, I sat and witnessed the debate. Our very current Minister of Education delivered his speech as the opposition leader. So I want to thank my sister Durla for providing me with the exposure as a child that has definitely impacted and stirred my interest and appreciation for the countries and specifically the Caribbean region.
Later this month, the Ministry of Health and Wellness will observe Wellness Week in union with the rest of Central America. Director of Public Health and Wellness, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, says that from September 24th to the 29th, there will be daily activities, starting with a socathon in Belize City.
It includes and incorporates nutrition, physical activity, mental health, the Drug Abuse Council. So we try to get, and volunteerism as well, that we try to get persons to ensure that, we have an awareness of what a healthy lifestyle would be. Workplace wellness is another area that we're trying to ensure that we promote, and not just physical wellness, but mental, emotional wellness as well in the workplace. To ensure that we develop and create a workplace that promotes breastfeeding, ensures that they promote breaks if you need mental breaks, walking around, getting up from behind your desk, and ensuring that you move around a little bit, green spaces that you can eat and that you can take a break, and access as well to counseling, access to other types of care, nutrition, general checkups, so many different areas. We're trying to ask supervisors and managers to ensure that there is a place at their workplace that somebody can go to just take a break. It can have soft music, you can have the plants, you can make a nice space, you could have an area for mothers who are breastfeeding, and just some place that, and allow staff. It won't be that you allow staff to be there for hours, but a few minutes of a break or walking up and down the corridor, just so that you're not concentrating for 5-6 hours sitting behind a desk without taking that mental and physical break.
Just ahead, Belize's football team to play against a top Ghanaian football club.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, The George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
If you have a baby on the way, here is what you need to know about maternity benefit. It includes both an allowance for 14 weeks and a grant, which is a lump sum of $300. The basic requirements are: you must be employed, you must have at least 50 paid contributions, and you must have continuous contributions leading up to delivery. To apply, a licensed doctor certifies the expected date of delivery. The employer completes the salaries record. Submit your completed claim form as soon as possible. After giving birth, submit your continuation claim no later than 3 weeks after delivery. If the mother does not qualify, the father of the child may qualify for the maternity grant. Want to know more about maternity benefit or grant? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Hola usuario de eCash, la aplicación eCash está disponible en español. Cambiar el idioma de tu aplicación de eCash de inglés a español es rápido y sencillo. Déjame mostrarte cómo se hace. Primero, abre tu aplicación eCash. Introduce tu PIN. Toca el icono More en la parte inferior de tu pantalla. Selecciona Security. Selecciona Language. Y luego selecciona Spanish. Vuelve a introducir tu PIN y ya está. Tu aplicación de eCash está ahora en español y puedes seguir disfrutando de tu cartera digital eCash. La aplicación eCash de Belize Bank te hace la vida más fácil.
In 2018, before I was diagnosed with cervical 4A, stage 4A cancer. First, it was at the size of a grapefruit. That's what the doctor told me. The kidney got enlarged. I couldn't do any chemotherapy because of the kidney. So I had to do only radiation. And I did my first session of 25. And then when I finished with the 25 sessions, I went back, she checked it, and she saw 4 centimeters. And I went back for the next 10 days. And after that, when she checked it again, she said, oh, it's like nothing is there. It wasn't painful, but it's just it's a machine that you go under, and they have like a big, like a circular, and that goes 5 times. It'll take 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do the radiation, 1 session. Then you go back the next morning, another session. Well, I personally will highly recommend Galenia Hospital because of its good services, friendly staff, the doctors, very caring. Well, I just want to thank them for everything that they have done for me, you know, the staff and the doctor, especially Dr. Jamie, because she was my doctor for the radiation. No?
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a Smart Postpaid, Broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Prime Minister Mia Amor Motley testified before the United States House Committee on Financial Services on the impact of de-risking in the Caribbean. For several years, the issue of correspondent banking in the light of stringent measures taken by financial institutions to terminate or restrict business relationships with clients or categories of clients to avoid rather than manage risk has been one of the concern for several countries within the region. Testimony of the Prime Minister of Barbados earlier today marked the first time in nearly 40 years that a Prime Minister has testified before Congress.
Our economies cannot function on their own. We do not make enough clothes, we do not produce our own food, we do not produce our own equipment, and therefore, unless we are able to trade with the rest of the world, we are at risk of becoming financial pariahs. We are here because the listing process that has taken place, whether through the Financial Action Task Force or the OECD, or further, as a result of actions taken for enhanced due diligence by those who take the listings from the FATF and the OECD, it means that those correspondent banks, over the course of the last 10 to 12 years, have made a judgment that we are simply too small, as I've just told you, in order to get involved, because the enhanced due diligence means increased costs of regulation, increased cost of compliance. And rather than do business with us, they say, thank you, but no thank you. What it has meant is that almost every country in our region over the course of the last decade, with the exception of 2 or 3, have had a loss of more than 30% of their correspondent banking relationships. The truth is that we have also seen others use alternative mechanisms, as the ranking member just appropriately referred to in his opening statement, and therefore what we face is a situation that the very thing that you set out to achieve, which is the avoidance of terrorism financing, the avoidance of money laundering, on which we are all agreed, is likely to happen because you're driving people underground. There is no benefit in driving our citizens underground or making our countries uncompetitive such that our economies are at risk of becoming underdeveloped or failed states.
The Belize Jaguars football team will get some more international exposure when it plays one of Ghana's top football teams later this year. The friendly matches came about through ties that Belmopan Mayor Sharon Palacio has made with officials of the Asante Kotoko, a professional football club of Ghana. The Football Federation of Belize's Technical Development Director, Philip Marin, told News 5 that the matches will take place in November during a mayor's conference. The objective of the collaboration, he said, is more of an exchange program.
The Ghana football team will come to Belize to play 2 friendly matches, and we will play in the future, go to Ghana to play matches probably in our youth teams or senior teams, or we can send our coaches or players to study in Ghana. So the main objective is for us to develop an exchange program between the 2 entities.
All right, what's your perspective on how this will help our guys to develop and advance internationally?
Asante Kotoko Sporting Club is a big club in Ghana. It is the #1 club in Ghana and also the 6th ranked team in the entire African football. So this match between Belize senior men team and Asante Kotoko Sporting Club will boost the fan base of our senior national team, and also will expose our players to the world.
Marin says the Belize Jaguars will begin training for the friendly matches at the end of October, giving them roughly between 2 and 3 weeks to prepare.
We will start the preparation for this match the ending of October or the first week of November. The match is scheduled for probably the first match is scheduled for the 17th of November, and the second match will probably around the 24th of November. We're planning to play 2 matches here in Belize at the Football Federation of Belize headquarters.
Okay, so it's right here at home.
Yeah, right here.
Okay. All right. Very good. Any predictions?
As I say earlier, the Asante Kotoko Sporting Club from Ghana is ranked the number 1 team in Ghana and the 6th team in the entire African nation. They are very good technically and tactically, and let's see what the result will be. But we are hoping for the best. We are investing in our players by sending them abroad for them to be prepared for future national teams. We currently have 6 of our senior youth national team players that will be playing for the senior men team studying abroad, and we are hoping that these players that are studying abroad can join us for these 2 matches.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.